I russi, gli americani.
Wow.
Bella.
No lacrime, non fermarti.
Luca Di Stefano captured the hearts of millions on America's Got Talent, dazzling the judges and audience alike with his exceptional talent and magnetic presence. But behind the applause and bright lights, a story unfolded that fans never saw coming, a story of unexpected struggles, unseen pressures, and life-changing decisions that would alter his path forever. The Luca Di Stefano we cheered for on stage was only part of the story. After his explosive performances, whispers began to surface. Opportunities that seemed guaranteed suddenly vanished. Doors that should have opened remained stubbornly closed. While the cameras captured confidence, poise, and artistry, Luca was navigating an entirely different reality, one filled with industry politics, personal doubts, and the relentless weight of expectations. What happened next shocked everyone who followed his journey. Insiders now revealed details about missed opportunities, behind-the-scenes challenges, and the very human struggles that no one could broadcast. This isn't just a tale of talent unrecognized, it's a story of resilience, heartbreak, and perseverance in a world that can be as unforgiving as it is rewarding. Fans are left wondering, what happened to the boy who once seemed destined for stardom? The answers are startling, heartbreaking, and ultimately inspiring. The full truth about Luca Di Stefano from America's Got Talent is finally coming to light. And it changes everything we thought we knew about his journey. Luca Di Stefano's rise on America's Got Talent seemed nothing short of meteoric. From the moment he stepped on stage, his charisma, talent, and stage presence captivated both judges and audiences alike. People watched not just a performer, but a star in the making, a young man whose potential seemed limitless. The energy in the theater, the roars of applause, and the judges' enthusiastic praise painted a picture of someone destined for greatness. But as dazzling as his performances were, the reality behind the scenes was far more complex than anyone could imagine. After the cameras stopped rolling, Luca faced challenges that no audience could see. Success, especially sudden success, often brings pressures that can weigh heavily on a young performer. While fans saw confidence, he was navigating uncertainty, industry politics, and expectations that sometimes felt impossible to meet. Each step forward was shadowed by questions about what opportunities he would actually receive, and whether the doors opening on stage would remain open once the spotlight faded. Behind the scenes, the entertainment world is rarely straightforward. Contracts, management decisions, and the complex web of opportunities can make or break a budding career. For Luca, opportunities that should have been guaranteed suddenly became tenuous. Offers vanished unexpectedly. Promises were left unfulfilled. What looked like smooth momentum on television often concealed a more precarious reality. The excitement of being in front of millions could not erase the tension he faced off stage, where the stakes were just as high, if not higher. In addition to industry challenges, Luca also faced deeply personal struggles. Fame at such a young age can be isolating, and the intense scrutiny of social media and public opinion adds pressure few are prepared for. Friends and family provided support, but even they could not fully shield him from the whirlwind of expectations and disappointment. The very qualities that made him so captivating on stage, his drive, his ambition, and his passion also made setbacks feel sharper and more disheartening. Despite these challenges, Luca continued to perform with courage and determination. Each act he delivered on America's Got Talent was not just entertainment, it was a testament to his resilience, his discipline, and his ability to channel frustration and uncertainty into artistry. His performances were magnetic precisely because audiences sensed the humanity behind them, someone striving for excellence, while navigating pressures that many would find overwhelming. Now, years later, insiders and new accounts reveal what really happened after those unforgettable performances. The opportunities, the obstacles, and the moments of heartbreak that defined his journey away from the cameras paint a very different picture from the polished reality broadcast to millions. The Luca Di Stefano we cheered for on stage was remarkable, but the Luca behind the scenes endured battles that few could comprehend. Sets the stage for a story not just of talent, but of resilience, disappointment, and determination in the face of an unpredictable entertainment world. His journey reminds us that success is rarely linear, and that the path to realizing One's potential often comes with hidden struggles that are as formative as they are challenging. After his breakout performances on America's Got Talent, Luca Di Stefano found that the applause of millions was only the beginning of a much tougher journey. The immediate thrill of fame often conceals a complicated reality. While audiences cheer, the industry scrutinizes. Behind the cameras, Luca faced a network of expectations, decisions, and missed opportunities that left him questioning the trajectory of his career. Contracts promised exposure and growth, but behind the fine print, opportunities were often more limited than they appeared. What seemed like a clear path forward became a maze of uncertainty, leaving him in a delicate balancing act between hope and frustration. The pressure of expectation weighed heavily. Judges, fans, and even family members had invested belief in his talent, and the weight of carrying that hope was substantial. Each performance carried not only the need to impress, but also the invisible burden of proving that his success wasn't a fleeting moment. Away from the stage, Luca struggled with the reality that the entertainment industry does not always reward talent alone. Timing, connections, and circumstance often dictated outcomes, and some doors he assumed would remain open were suddenly closed without explanation. Personal challenges compounded these professional hurdles. The sudden exposure of national television brought with it scrutiny, unsolicited opinions, and the constant comparison to other performers. Even minor setbacks could feel magnified, creating pressure that few outside the spotlight could truly understand. Social media commentary, often anonymous and harsh, added to the emotional weight, making what should have been thrilling milestones feel isolating. Friends and mentors tried to guide him, but the experience was ultimately his to navigate. A journey that required resilience and fortitude beyond his years. Despite these obstacles, Luca continued to persevere. Each performance he delivered became more than a display of skill, it was a statement of endurance. He learned to channel doubt into determination, frustration into focus, and uncertainty into preparation. In doing so, he transformed the pressures of life behind the cameras into fuel for his art. Audiences felt the energy, even if they did not perceive the sacrifices and battles that preceded each note and each moment on stage. Insiders later revealed that several high-profile opportunities slipped away during this period. Projects that seemed imminent fell through for reasons that were never fully explained, leaving Luca grappling with disappointment and the challenge of recalibrating his path. It became a test not only of talent but of patience and perseverance, a challenge of navigating an industry where timing is everything, and luck can make as much difference as skill. By the end of this period, Luca Di Stefano had grown in ways that were invisible to the public but transformative to his career and character. He developed a resilience that went beyond performing, learning to weather setbacks while maintaining his dedication to his craft. Each disappointment became a lesson, each challenge a measure of his commitment to continue pursuing his passion. Despite obstacles, illustrates that Luca's journey after America's Got Talent was far from glamorous. It was defined by the tension between potential and opportunity, by the struggle to assert oneself in an industry that often seemed indifferent, and by the courage to continue performing even when the path forward was uncertain. These hidden battles reveal that behind the applause, true resilience is forged, shaping not only the performer but the person. By the time Luca Di Stefano entered the next phase of his journey, he had learned a harsh truth: talent alone was never enough. The industry that once seemed poised to celebrate his abilities could be indifferent, even unforgiving. Each opportunity required more than skill. It demanded strategy, patience, and an ability to navigate politics he had never been fully prepared for. While audiences continued to remember the magic of his performances, Luca was learning that life beyond the stage was a test in itself, where resilience often mattered more than applause. One of the most challenging aspects of this period was the unpredictability of opportunity. A project that seemed certain could vanish overnight, leaving him frustrated and questioning his path. Managers and agents offered guidance, but even their advice could not change the fact that the industry sometimes favored connections over capability. Each setback was a reminder that his journey was not just about artistry, it was about survival, adaptability, and the ability to stay focused when the rules were constantly shifting. Personal pressure compounded professional challenges. The weight of expectation was enormous. Fans, family, and peers all assumed that his moment on America's Got Talent would translate seamlessly into long-term success. When that didn't immediately happen, Luca faced internal conflict. Doubts crept in. Could he live up to the promise the world had seen? Could he maintain his... Despite the uncertainty, Luca refused to retreat. Each performance, whether small or public, became a declaration of perseverance. He continued to practice rigorously, refine his craft, and seek out opportunities that aligned with his vision. He learned to accept that not every chance would materialize, but that every effort brought experience, discipline, and growth. This mindset allowed him to transform frustration into fuel, using setbacks as lessons to strengthen his resolve. During this period, Luca also discovered the importance of mental resilience. Success in entertainment is as much about emotional endurance as it is about talent. The highs are exhilarating, but the lows can be devastating if unprepared. Luca developed routines to maintain focus, balancing practice with reflection, and using support from friends and mentors to navigate periods of doubt. These habits were invisible to the public, yet they were critical in sustaining both his career and his well-being. Highlights a key truth of Luca Di Stefano's story. The journey after televised fame is rarely linear. It is filled with obstacles that test character as much as talent, and it requires the courage to persist when external validation feels inconsistent. His path demonstrates that resilience, adaptability, and persistence are as essential as skill for anyone striving to succeed in the demanding world of entertainment. By the end of this phase, Luca had matured in ways few could see. The young performer who had awed audiences with charm and ability had grown into a professional capable of weathering industry turbulence, learning from setbacks, and staying committed to his craft. The lessons of these struggles, though unseen by the public, would define the next chapter of his journey and prepare him for the breakthroughs yet to come. The true turning point in Luca Di Stefano's journey came not with a sudden opportunity or a public triumph, but with the culmination of lessons learned through struggle. By this stage, the glitter of America's Got Talent had faded, and the applause of millions could no longer mask the reality of the challenges he faced behind the scenes. Doors that once seemed guaranteed remained stubbornly closed, yet Luca's perseverance had strengthened his resolve. He realized that navigating the entertainment industry required more than talent. It required patience, strategy, and an unwavering belief in oneself. Even when the world seemed indifferent, Luca began to make deliberate choices, focusing on projects that aligned with his long-term vision rather than chasing every fleeting opportunity. This approach allowed him to regain control over his career and craft a path that was authentic rather than reactive. He learned to anticipate setbacks and view them as part of the journey rather than reflections of his worth. Each disappointment became a lesson in resilience, teaching him how to manage expectations, maintain professionalism, and harness his passion in ways that could withstand the unpredictable nature of the industry. At the same time, Luca embraced personal growth. Fame and early success had forced him to confront the complexities of public perception, the scrutiny of fans, and the volatility of opportunity. Through reflection, mentorship, and unwavering dedication to his craft, he honed not only his performance skills but also his emotional intelligence. He developed the ability to navigate criticism without being diminished by it, to find motivation in challenges, and to remain grounded in his love for music and performance, regardless of external validation. This chapter of Luca's life also revealed the importance of patience and timing. While audiences often equate early visibility with lasting success, Luca discovered that meaningful progress often happens behind the scenes, away from cameras and public recognition. Opportunities came slowly, but when they did, they were more sustainable and aligned with his personal and professional goals. The process taught him that a career built on thoughtful choices, perseverance, and adaptability could be more enduring than one propelled solely by momentum or fleeting attention. By the time the next wave of projects arrived, Luca was prepared. He approached each opportunity with clarity, confidence, and resilience. What once might have seemed overwhelming or disheartening now became manageable, even inspiring. His experiences on and off stage had forged a sense of discipline, maturity, and self-assurance that could not be taught, only earned. The young performer who had awed millions on television had evolved into an artist capable of navigating the complexities of a demanding industry while remaining true to his vision illustrates the culmination of Luca Di Stefano's journey. A transformation from a promising performer facing uncertainty into a resilient, self-aware artist in control of his path. His story is a testament to perseverance, adaptability, and the courage to endure when the spotlight fades and the real work begins. The lessons of hardship, patience, and self-belief shaped not only his career but his character, providing a foundation that will support him for years to come. Ultimately, Luca's journey is more than a story of talent. It is a story of endurance, growth, and the quiet victories that define true success. His rise, challenges, and eventual mastery of his path reveal that the most important triumphs are often invisible to the public, and that the path to lasting achievement is rarely straightforward but always worth pursuing.